Welcome to our second lesson about articles and countable and uncountable nouns. For this lesson, we're going to continue learning about how some nouns can be both countable and uncountable. So, countable and uncountable nouns can be very difficult for students when they're trying to figure out what kind of word they should use to go with it. Should they say a, the, some, few, many? It becomes kind of crazy. You can memorize a basic list of countable nouns and uncountable nouns, and that's fine. But the problem is that there are many nouns that we use in American English, at least even in British English. Sometimes they're countable and sometimes they're not. They're uncountable. So when we do that, the meaning also changes just a little bit. So what I want to do today is go over some examples with you and then to practice. All right, so the key idea today is that a lot of nouns can be both countable and uncountable. So how do you know which one to use and what's the difference in meaning? All right, so let's take the noun noise. This is one of those words that can be both. I can talk about a noise, or I can speak of too much noise. If I speak of a noise, I mean something, one particular noise that maybe I'm hearing right now or I can't identify but is a little strange. When I speak of noise in general, it means a lot of noise from maybe many different places. So here's some examples. That machine is making a weird noise. So I'm speaking of this particular machine and it's making this strange sound. Just one. It's a strange sound. A weird noise. Strange. And this is something that you would hear a lot in an office. Hey, the printer's making a weird noise. All right. Now, I can also use noise in a more non-collective way or non-countable way. The recording has too much noise. Too much noise. So I don't say the recording has too much of a noise or the recording has too much of the noise. I just simply say the recording has too much noise. This is a more general, and it means that the recording maybe has a lot of interference or static that makes it difficult to comprehend or hear what's on the recording. Okay, so that was noise. All right, now we're going to talk about, when we're speaking about wine, wine is a drink, and this is probably the same really for coffee or tea or soda. You can use these nouns in a countable or an uncountable way. So for example, I might say, a French wine complements the meal. So here I'm saying a French wine. Even though I'm using the article I'm not necessarily speaking of a particular French wine, of course, but I am saying that if you find a French wine, any of them will do, right? Any French wine will complement the meal. So it's general in a sense, but it's countable at the same time. This is a little strange. All right. Now I could also ask you, would you like some French wine? So in this case, I'm using the term wine like you would think I would use it for any beverage. It's not countable. I don't say 1 water, 2 water, 3 water. I mean, it's a little strange. I can say 1 bottle of water, 2 bottles of water, 3 bottles of water, but not 1 water, 2 water, 3 water. So it's the same here. Would you like some French wine? So when I say this, this means that I have a bottle of French wine, or I have a collection of them somewhere, right? And I'm asking if you want some of it, right? Would you like some? And you can say, yes, I'd really like a Pinot Grigio, or I'd like some champagne, whichever. So the meaning is a little bit vague, perhaps. You're not really sure how much wine there is to choose from, or if the person only has one bottle of wine, but they're just asking you if you want some of it. It's not totally clear. Okay, so there are many of these nouns that can be like this, and so on the Udemy website I'm going to put a list of as many as I can find for you, and what I would suggest is that as a student taking the TESOL or the TOEFL or the IELTS, is that you memorize like 5 of them, okay, and become fluent in speaking with them and writing with them. And then don't worry about all the rest, because you just need to do well on the exam. Okay, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.